Dean Legge and Matt DeBary, another edition of Riding Home. This one, a breaking news edition of Riding Home. Cedric Van Pan, Cedric Van Pran, easy enough for me to say, has committed to Georgia. Matt, that gives them five offensive linemen by my count. Why don't you talk about some of the details? I think you've known about this for a little bit of time here, and what this means for Georgia and where they go from here.
Yeah, Sam Pittman got his five, Great Wall of Georgia. This was the last piece at the center position. Sedrick Van Pran, 6'4", 300-pounder out of New Orleans, one of the top-ranked overall players in Louisiana. I think he's the number one ranked center prospect in the country. So second year in a row, Sam Pittman goes out and gets the number one ranked center prospect in the country. Last year he went to Alabama, got Clay Webb. Now he goes a little further west into Louisiana to get Van Pran. And this is a big deal. Sam Pittman now has his two tackles, Tate Ratledge and Broderick Jones. He's got his two guards, Chad Lindbergh and Josh Braun. And now he's got Sedrick Van Pran in the middle. And multiple visits this year to Athens really gave Georgia the momentum, especially in this summer and in late July. I think things started to really go Georgia's way. And they've made him a priority. So, Pittman, this was his guy at center. They were able to land him, and now Georgia has their fifth and, we believe a final offensive line commit. I'd be very surprised if they got someone else. So I believe that this is the top five right now, or the final five in this 2020 class. So this is another really big deal and just another reason why Sam Pittman is one of the best in the country.
Yeah, when you watch Cedric Van Pran play, he a lot of people, a lot of the guys that he goes against, uh, wind up on the ground. The term pancake is sort of overused. That's just not something that happens a lot in SEC level football. I mean, of course, it happens occasionally. I don't know that Van Pran consistently does that, but the people that he goes up against are on the ground at the end of the day a lot, and that's something you notice. He's a relatively tall center, but like many centers, he's not overly big like a lot of the rest of the guys on the offensive line. I
Yeah,
Go ahead.
hold on real quick. I mean, I thought, we both thought, I think Trey Hill was a little heavy
Right,
coming in,
right.
and as a center. I mean, Van Prant's only 305 pounds, so kind of light on his feet, moves really well. He does have that height that you talked about, but he's not nearly as big as Lamont Galliard and
No,
Trey Hill right now. So he's a little on the lighter side there, but he's very good in the run game. He knows what he's doing, and he moves well. So he can pull either right or left, depending on what they're trying to do, and move him around a little bit. So, a little lighter than what they've got now, but the film doesn't lie, and he knows what he's doing, and he can get guys on the ground, like you said.
it certainly has tremendous upper body strength, and that's going to be I don't you don't see a lot of guys that throw people to the ground like this. Ben Jones was a much smaller guy, and Ben won a lot of fights out there back in the day. This kid is bigger than Ben was. I don't know if anyone has ever been nastier than Ben, but again, his upper body strength is significant. I will say, and this is extremely picky, you know, you don't have to engage the entire time. Some of these things that I'm seeing, they would get called in the SEC as holds, but you know, it's the offensive line. So, but in general, he gets the other guy to their knees, or he gets them to the ground. And if you can do what you need to do a lot, then obviously you're going to succeed more and more. And I think Van Pran is a guy that, um, again, the thing that jumps out the most is the upper body strength, the punch. You're in trouble if he's got his hands on you. You're in real trouble. Not the stereotypical thing we say about offensive linemen. I mean, you really are in serious trouble. And he plays a little bit of tackle for his team too, which he should if he's a high school football player.
Yeah, I think for most teams, the top-ranked center, you're asking that guy to come in and contribute and play as a freshman, but I don't think that's going to be the case at Georgia. Trey Hill has kind of solidified that position for the next couple of years. Clay Webb is going to be pushing for that center spot as well. So this is a guy who can come in and is not really expected to play immediately. Obviously, Trey Hill played a little bit as a freshman last year, but it was still, Lamont Galliard's position, and then Hill came in later. But, he is going to have the opportunity to sit a little bit and learn from Sam Pittman and just provide more depth along the offensive line, a position that used to be a weakness for this team for a long time has now turned into one of the best lines in football. And right now they're just adding more and more depth. And this is a very, very good 2020 class that Sam Pittman's brought in. He's addressed each position along the offensive line. And again, Van Pran is that center spot that he's been going after for a while, and they got him tonight.
All right, this puts them at 17 guys. I don't know necessarily who the linchpin is in this class. You would like to. They're just so scattered, man. I mean, you don't have a lot of guys necessarily from Georgia. You've got Texas, a couple from Louisiana, Washington D.C., Florida, California, Texas,
DC, yeah,
yeah, Florida. I mean, Florida again. I mean, a lot of Florida on here, but this class is setting up. Now we've suspected Van Pran for some time, but this class is setting up to make a run at the number one class. I don't know if they're going to get it, but they are one of the few teams in position to do so, and it's starting to look like the dominoes are falling in place for them to make a run at the number one class.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an easy top 3 class, even if they don't finish on all the guys they want. But if they get, the remainder of their guys, which they've proven they can the past couple of years, the way they've closed on signing day. So if they sign like that again, which a lot of people are kind of expecting them to, I mean, why would they not? They're definitely going to push Clemson for that number one spot. But right now they're getting their guys, and still so many 5-star targets still left on the board for them to close with. So really good summer, and another big-time commitment heading into football season that's finally here. So we'll see how Georgia does on the recruiting trail in the fall. But I think for the most part, most of these targets, especially these 5-stars, are going to wait until December and take all their official visits and make a decision down the road. But we'll see what happens.
Okay, we're going to wrap up Sedrick Van Pran picking the Dawgs here on Saturday, and just another addition to what is shaping up to be certainly a top 5, if not number 1 overall class. Dean Legge, Matt DeBary, go to dogpost.com. We got a link below for you to go visit, and we appreciate you listening. We'll see you on the website.